What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Nerd Media. Invincible Season 3 has officially concluded after its finale last week, and a lot of people are considering that to be the best season we've gotten of Invincible yet, but it has also left a lot of people wondering what is going to be in store for Season 4. So, in this video, I'm going to be diving into the things that I think are probably going to be touched on and storylines that are going to be adapted and dived more into in Season 4 and some of the main villains we could see, how the season may end, what it could possibly set up. Everything and all of that will be in this video, so if you want some ideas of what next season could be about, stick around and listen to some of the things that I found in the comics that comes after the Conquest fight. So with all that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below if you're excited for Invincible Season 4, which is seemingly to release next year. So with all that being said, let's dive right into the video. After Invincible Season 3 concluded, I had to dive back into the comics to find out what exactly is happening next after the Conquest fight, because I had to refresh my memory. It's been a long time since I read those books, but now that I've refreshed my memory, I have good news for everybody. Alan and Nolan are going to have hopefully a lot more screen time next season. Hopefully the same amount of screen time both of them had, kind of compared to maybe season 1 or even like somewhat season 2, because I think we got more of them in season 2 rather than season 3, because they do go on some fun adventures after the Conquest fight, and we do get to see them kind of suiting up, getting ready for the Viltrumite War, and finding ways to repair and going back to Alan's planet and everything, just overall getting prepared for the war. And I feel like that is going to be the big storyline that we see with those two this upcoming season. And I really hope that means we're going to see them a lot more, maybe even get an episode or two dedicated to those two characters specifically, because I'll take that any day. I really honestly just want a singular episode next season dedicated to those two characters and getting a storyline, because that would just be awesome. Secondly, we're going to be getting introduced to a really big and new character, Dinosaurus, who is going to fight Mark, and Mark is also going to have some sort of like robotic metal arm and leg to kind of help his body heal after the Conquest fight, and those two are going to fight, and he's probably going to be mainly introduced in this season. I don't really expect a big cataclysmic fight to happen in this season, but hey, I was wrong about the Invincible War being in season 3, because I thought for some reason it wouldn't. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a big Dinosaurus fight with Mark in this season. But at the very least, I would say that that character is at least going to be introduced in this season and probably not get a big fight. But like I said, I'm probably going to be wrong about that. Moving back into the Viltrumite War stuff, hopefully we're going to be getting the reveal of the Scourge Virus, which is something that Nolan discovers that everybody on Alan's planet is working on, and it's a way to defeat the Viltrumites and get rid of their powers, and basically it's a warning that nobody's going to hesitate to use it if it comes down to that, and this is basically an OP weapon to kill the Viltrumites, and I think that this is probably going to be a cliffhanger of one of the episodes, and it's just going to be so cool when this gets revealed, because this is a really big key player thing that it comes into play later on down the story, as you could probably already tell. And sadly, this season we're probably going to be getting my least favorite part of the whole entire book, which is the dinner that Mark and Eve have with Eve's parents, because it just has a very, very not great scene with Mark and Eve's dad. And Eve's dad says some really, really nasty stuff that just solidifies the fact that he is my least favorite character in this entire universe. I literally cannot stand him. Everybody already hates him enough, but I feel like this moment is really going to just make people really feel disgusted by him, and I honestly just don't want to see that happen, but I sadly think that this thing is probably going to be a guarantee. Now, this is probably going to happen at some point this season as well, but you guys have probably been wondering, is Conquest going to break out of the prison? Yes, he in fact does, and he breaks out, and then he goes back to Viltrum to report, and I feel like this is going to be something that happens maybe midway through the season, because this has to happen so that they can introduce Thragg. And if you guys don't know who Thragg is, he's basically the leader of all of the Viltrumites, and he's like the big Viltrumite warrior who is way worse than Conquest, way worse than Omni-Man, way worse than everybody. And when he goes back to report and Conquest is saying that he basically got his ass kicked, that's when we get the reveal of Thragg. And I feel like that is going to follow the Conquest escaping, and then maybe either at the end of whatever episode that is, or either the following episode, we're going to get the big reveal of Thragg, maybe who's voicing him, and just overall just his first look. And that is going to be a very, very fun moment because I really, really don't like the villain. I mean, I love the character. I think that he's done so well, but they do a great job at making you not like him and making him probably the most dislikable villain that we've had in Invincible so far. Now, we are going to see Oliver aging up freakishly fast, and he's probably going to be probably in his teen years by the time we get to this season. And he's also going to have a new suit that I arguably think is his best suit that he has in the entire comic book run. I think that this look for him is really great, and I really love the suit specifically. Not so much the long hair, but I really do like this suit, and I'm really happy that we are more than likely going to be seeing this next season. At least I hope we do, and I hope we don't stick with this suit that we have now, because although it's fine, I'm just not the biggest fan of that suit, and I really, really just can't wait for them to get rid of it. This was heavily teased at the end of Season 3, but we are probably going to be seeing the Sequid invasion happen again, because that seems like something that reoccurs almost every season, where we had it in Season 2, we had it in Season 1. It is more than likely going to be a plot point this season, because they usually like to set things up and then address it a season or two from now. I mean, I'm not assuming that this is going to 100% happen, but more than likely it will, because maybe we'll wait maybe we'll wait a little bit longer, but I'm not 100% sure. But more than likely this will be happening this season, and this isn't the craziest plot point that's going to happen, but it's just some fun episode that we're probably going to get maybe for episode like 3 or 4. I mean, it's probably just going to be a fun little episode to watch, probably in comparison to episode 5 of season 3, which is a lot of people's least favorite, but it's still good. It's just not great, and it's kind of like a B plot kind of story. Now, for a lot of people that have been questioning what exactly Adam Eve's clothes lighting up with like that goo and everything is, it basically means that she is pregnant, and that is probably going to be revealed at some point this season. And although it feels a little bit too early in the show to do that, I feel like this is not going to be something that happens jump right from the gate like in the premiere of season 4. This is probably going to be something that happens halfway through, but this is a big plot point, obviously, and this is something that I assume is more than likely going to happen this season, considering that we got that tease in that moment, and that's what that tease means in the comics. So more than likely they're not going to change it. So it's going to happen, guys, but I don't think it's going to happen right at the jump. And we are going to be seeing an introduction of another new character, Universa, who Invincible and Adam Eve fight. I don't really remember a ton about her plot and her story, but I remember it's really big. It's a really cool fight, and I feel like this, again, may be another B-plot kind of story, unless they somehow find a way to weave her into the overall story. And this will probably be a character that we see maybe show up in the beginning, or they get their own like Powerplex kind of episode that's dedicated to that character specifically. But this is a new character that'll be introduced next season more than likely, and I'm pretty excited about it. Now, this is something that I totally forgot was going to happen, but probably by the end of this season, or a little bit before, maybe before whatever the final battle is going to be, Mark is going to be getting his yellow and blue suit back, which is awesome, and I am so excited for that, because although I love his black suit, his black and blue suit, his yellow and blue suit is just iconic. It's the iconic suit for him, and I really, really just love that suit, and it is going to be great seeing that back in action. Now, I only say that this is going to happen this season because I think this season, season 4, is going to close with Nolan and Alan coming down to Earth, recruiting Mark, saying they need his help for the Viltrumite War, which is what I'm showing you guys on screen here. This is basically the comic book panel, and he has his yellow suit, so this is after he gets his yellow suit back, so we can only assume he's going to get it back probably nearing the end of the season, and then this is going to be either the big cliffhanger or the big ending to one of the episodes. And then season 5 is probably going to be the Viltrumite War. But honestly, I really hope that that's the ending, because that would generate so much hype for me, and I would be so excited to see that happen, because then we would know that the Viltrumite War is happening the following season, and I cannot wait. Obviously, it's probably not going to happen this season. I would assume the Viltrumite War is like a season 5 thing, which is why I think it's going to end that way, but I personally am very excited for a lot of these things. I hope this video maybe gave you guys some insight on what to expect for the next season. But let me know what you guys thought down below, which thing you're probably most looking forward to potentially happen for this season, and overall your thoughts. So let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this video. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.